Okay, so it is going on 11 o'clock in the morning. I have not been to sleep, people. I never got a chance. So I've been up since 12:30 this morning. And I did my video. Hold on a minute. And I was doing my video, at 4 or 5 in the morning or whatever it was. So here's the one ham. If I take off this little sticker here, this little yellow part, I'll show you. Right? Moving slow because I'm tired. Oh my god. Can't get it off. There we go. Do you see how much that is? So 30 bucks. It was 50% off. I paid $15, but there was also a $5 coupon on there. So I paid $10, people. Which is okay in terms of a ham. This one has a bone in it, so you get the added bonus for soup. So anyway, I'm going to cook up one for sure with probably some of these squashes from my yard, which I brought in because it's starting to freeze outside, you can see. So I'll throw in a couple of them anyway, in with these. This is already fully cooked, so you don't have to cook it if you don't want to. So I'm thinking I'll just leave one out and cut it and get the bone ready so that after this is cooked, take out the bone and then take the 2 bones and put it into a stock pot and start stewing the bones, right, for broth in the event that I should can some ham, which is straight up ham in broth for amari. Remember I told you I bought a bit of beef? So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to grind this one up. I'm not going to get my electric grinder. I'm just going to find my hand one that you grind by hand, the old granny ones from the farms, right? And I'm going to grind that up very fine. And I'm going to make a meal that I can have for Amari, basically. Because he has no molders, people. That was determined yesterday when we went to the dentist, okay? So it's a good thing I have been doing this. Because this is what he needed in terms of he has no teeth. Regular price, well, he has teeth, but he doesn't have his back molars coming in yet, was $18.20, which is an awful lot of money for 3 pieces of meat, but especially pork. But they took off $4.50, so it was a little cheaper. So what I'm going to end up doing, and I got 2 packs, right? And because you've got the bones, you're going to get that marrow in with the liquid, because here's the extra fat, right? Again, for Mari, it leaches right into the juices. So I'm going to take the 2 of them. This one was $15 with $4 off. So, right, I'm going to take the 2 of them, and I'm going to put them in this one. Where this one, I'm going to put in this one. This one, I'll probably just start cutting up and slicing it and getting it ready, and then take the bone and just put the bone right into the soup stock pot and start stewing it. And then when this one's out, take the bone and stick it into the pot and then just let it stew for a day or 2 until I'm ready to do something with it, right? On low, on the pot, on there. Okay, so hold on a minute. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm smashing garlic, doing ginger, moving really slow. I've been up for 11 hours already. It's only 11:30 in the morning, so I'm kind of tired. But that's okay. I'll just pitter for the next 5 or 6 hours. And then I'll crash. That's what will happen. So I spoke to somebody about that petition. Well, 2 people actually. I spoke to 2 people. I'm not going to tell you today who I spoke to, because I'm going to tell you when it gets closer time to when the petition is actually done. They gave me some advice on how to write it, in terms of how many characters am I allowed, because I'm stuck on stupid here, right, people? I'm not stuck on stupid, but, you know, I'm so stressed out that don't even know what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to write what's happening. What's going to happen is I'm writing I'm writing the initial petition. Right? I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can. Obviously, I'm not at arm's length, so the first sentence becomes an emotional, whatever, roller coaster for me, you know? And then after I write it, I'm going to let them look it over and, dot the I's, cross the T's, that type of thing. And, correct perhaps any grammar mistakes, because I'm not really that great with English. I'm not no English professor, let's just put it that way. And when that time comes and it's ready to go up and be put somewhere for the petition to be signed in support of whatever the petition says, then I'll let you know, right, who's helping me with this. Right? Just taking it right now, one day at a time. Because I just basically told them I don't want to be going around in circles. I don't want to be talking the same stuff in 3 years from now. I want solutions. I want resolution. I want closure. Right? I want to be able to have my family move on with their life. Right? Whether I'm there or not in 3 years, they should have the right to move on with their life. So, I'm not going to dwell on the petition for now, right? We'll just focus on this little food video. So basically, I'm going to show you what I've got here right now and what I'm going to do. All right, where's the salt? I don't know where the salt is. I just seen it. Here's some salt. Okay, this is what we've got. Okay. We got a garlicky camera. I tasted this. I personally don't ever buy hams normally that are pre-cooked unless they're on sale. If they're on sale, then okay, I can get with it. But normally if I buy a ham like this, I just like them smoked and raw so I can bake them myself, and I prefer them with the rind so I can get them crispy. But for $10, you can't go wrong, right? I mean, that's, for this day and age, in terms of the cost of food, that's still pretty good, and that bone we know is going to go into the soup pot. And then, of course, I've done that. So what I've done here is this is shredded ginger with some garlic, you can see, which I'm going to spread between all of this, in between, on the bottom, up on top, right? I'm going to use some seasoning salt, some pepper, along with that, right? And then I'm going to take some water in a bowl, and I'm going to add some of this in there, and then I'm just going to pour it on, and then I'm going to bake it like that with some vegetables on the side, whatever it is, because the vegetables leach juice into your liquid, right? Whereas with this one, I'm going to just take the garlic as is, right? You can see what I'm done. I've already cut some slices in here and pushed garlic into the meat itself, right? And then I'm going to do the bigger gingers on the bottom of the pan.
It's yummy.
Yeah. Right, and then I'm going to, I'm thinking to take a little bit of hickory smoke, because I have that.
That sounds good.
Because this is very mild tasting. So I'm thinking just a tad bit of, a few sprinkles of hickory smoke. Can you stop, please? Spread it around. And then I'm going to open up the pineapple that I canned in 2018. You can see it right here. Right? I'm going to maybe cut the meat, squish up the pineapple, put it in between the meat, right? And then I'm going to pour the juice over it, right? And I'm going to let it bake for a while, but I'm going to add some water. And again, I'm going to add some whether it's squash or, like I have, this sweet potato, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do a few of my little squashes in there and maybe a couple carrots just to sweeten up the broth. Right?
What do you mean sweeten it up?
It just makes it more tasty.
Oh.
It sweetens up. The carrots sweeten. Oh. And then towards the end of heating it up and cooking the vegetables, I'm going to take some brown sugar right? And I'm going to smother it with honey, right? To just give it, and then maybe try and crisp it up a little bit or something. As this one's, so this one is going to have to go downstairs into the oven downstairs. So hold on a minute. Okay, so basically what I've done is I opened up 3 bags of the vegetables in total of, what was it? $6.50. $6.50? Or was it $6? $6. I opened one bag of, I don't know if it's sweet potato or yam. Kind of looks like a yam. Right? That was $2.50. And then 3 green peppers, which were perfectly fine. Well, 2 green, 1 red. I still have a yellow, but I don't want to use the yellow. I want the red and the green. So that's 3 peppers plus 1 for another $2.50. And then most of the carrots for $1. So for a total of $6, minus these carrots, which I'm going to give to the rabbit. I got the vegetables within these 2 trays just for flavor, right? And then I added in 2 little squash that what do you got? Came from my yard. And then I cut, I added some extra hickory smoke first, rubbed it on, and then the oven is on, people. Histamines, right? Things are burning off in there and it's upsetting my throat. So you can see I sliced it, sorry, wandering eye, and then I stuffed the pineapple in there. Stuffed the pineapple, you can see there's a little bit of garlic stuffed in there, so on and so on, right? And then I just sprinkled a little bit of brown sugar on top for now. I will add more brown sugar later. Here is about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, right? Butter. And then sprinkle on, what is it called? Brown sugar. I took out the majority of the seeds, but I left the pulp because it's perfectly fine. Right? You don't have to scoop it all out. And then whatever I had in terms of sweet potato, you can see it's a fair amount. There. It's all over in here, right? You can see it's everywhere, right? And I still have more bags. So now one is going in the oven downstairs and one is going in the oven upstairs. This one I'm just going to add a bit more water, not too much. Right, because I want juice, right, people? And then this one, I have added no water yet, and I layered, pepper first on the bottom, and you put your pepper on the bottom, season both sides of your pork. I just used basic Laura's seasoning salt, which I really, really like, and then on both sides, and then in between the layers, add in some extra, what is it called, ginger and garlic in between the layers. And the same thing with your peppers, just put them in between the layers, because this is like layered. There's 2 packs of meat in there, right? And then you take some water. We're going to start with about that much first. Now this is dark soy sauce. It's not the one I really wanted, but that's what I have on hand. So I'm going to put it in there. I really should taste it. Now I'm smelling soy sauce. It could actually use a bit more. Yeah, that's a bit, just about. And then you just take it on the side. Don't pour it on your meat because you'll wash off all your spices. Oops. My oven needs to be cleaned. I'm up here bitching about The oven downstairs needs to be cleaned. I think it's mine. Can you smell it?
Not really, no.
Oh, I can. I got a good nose. So now, this is going in at what, 350? 375? 350.
Okay, so you're going downstairs.
Yeah. So make sure it's on tight when you take it down. Oh my God, did I do it backwards? Well, it's too late now. There. Just make sure when you...
Okay, I will figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that will cook, and then after it's cooked, we'll separate it and take the juice and put it in a separate container, and then put everything cut, or whatever, just piece it all into bowls, wrap it, and then put it in the fridge. Hold on a minute. Okay, so anyway, I got it at about $45. I forgot to add in the pineapple, so we'll just say $1 for the pineapple, right? Hold on. $1 for the pineapple, and maybe, for salt and seasoning and everything else, maybe another $1 is too much, but we'll just round it off, right? So for $47, $10 for the ham, which I'm still going to use the bone, and about, what was it? It was like $13 a pack or something for those 2 pork packages, right? So we'll just say $27. $6 for the vegetables, and then I forgot to mention the garlic I bought was organic, right? You can see that. So it was like $2.47 or something for 3 of them. So between the garlic and the ginger, I just rounded off at $2. And then I added another $1 for the salts and the seasonings and anything else, right? So approximately, what, $47? What you just seen, that's how much I paid for it on sale. Now you can see why. It's because my oven is on. These were $2.50 each. Right? These are what I just put in with what I've got in the oven right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I went back and grabbed 2 more. So 6. So I actually bought 7 of these people at $2.50 each. And I think they were regular $4 a bag in this particular store. So what did I save? $1.50 per bag times 7. I don't know how much that is, but after a while it all starts to add up. And they're perfectly fine. So Tisha's going to peel and fill up this pot. And we're just going to basically, more than likely, cook them all, right? Being that they were discounted, and just move on, because it's all going into meals, right? It's going to be frozen for the most part. So, hold on a minute. Okay, so it looks like the meat downstairs is done. And the juice is really, 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 really good. Like, really good. Yeah, I'm just leaving it there for a few more minutes. This one here is soft. Everything is soft pretty much. So we're good. You can see what's happening there. Right? The squash is done. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run just a bit of this pineapple juice over it. Doesn't matter. Okay? Right, and then we're just going to, I don't know, move it around. Right. Now I'm going to turn off the oven, because don't forget that was already cooked, right? So I'm just going to turn off the oven and then let it cool, and then I'm going to pick it apart and put it in a bowl, put the juice into, what do you call it? A separate container, and I'm going to put them in the fridge. So here's my beans for $2.50. You can see it's a pretty big pot of beans, right? I had 6. I wrote it down. I don't know where it is right now. But do you see? There's a big pot of yams. These ones I like better, right? Because the flesh is nice. Hold on a minute. Okay, so as you can see, right? 5 at 250 yams in that pot. And then I had the other 250 with the meats that I had in the oven. And then one of the bags ended up being a sweet potato. So this is good for Amari as well, right? So 1 sweet potato, and then the bag for beans was $2.50. All in all, it was $17.50. So in terms of vegetables, all this here, which is a pretty good deal, people, considering. And these yams are in really, really good shape. They're firm and their flesh is good, right? Because, you know, they're just good. They come from the States. They're a product of the U.S. You can see number 1, medium size, product of the USA. They're actually very, when I was peeling them and working with them, they felt really, really good. The flesh is nice, right? Whereas I have these ones, I don't like them. You cut them and you cook them. I mean, sure, you can eat it, but these things can sit on your counter for 6 months. And at best, you might get a few little sprouts within 6 months or more. And they don't really do anything. They'll just stay like that forever. Right? If you cut into them, obviously, they start to dry out because their flesh is chalky. Right? So I'm pleased with what I have right here. I'm really happy with this. And for $17.50, that's a lot of beans. That's a lot of yam. And that's a lot of, well, that's not a lot of sweet potato, but for what I'm doing with Amari, that's perfect. And you've seen the ham. And then when I go downstairs to turn off the oven down there, I'll show you that pork and the broth that I made with the soy sauce. Oh, it's so good, people. So good. Okay, so that's the other roasting pan. This sauce is really, really good. I used to make this all the time for my kids, and they liked it when they were growing up. Right. You can see it's got that extra fat for Amari, which is good. Right.
Is this
and of course,
what you ordered?
Yeah. Now, go take them up by Auntie Shemai's room. Don't bruise them. I'm taking my squash that I grew in my yard. I'm putting them in her room because it's a little colder. It's so good. Lovely. So I'm going to let this cool. Tisha's going to take one. My son may want one, and then the rest I'll be canning. By the time I get to the food, it'll be half gone. Alright, but it's so good, people. So this room is working out pretty good, people. It's really cold in here. I brought my potatoes in here. Now, you have to remember, I gave away a lot of food. Okay. So anyway, what do we got in here? We got some cream. Here's the walnuts. This is Auntie Shemai's fridge. Here's those fermented pickles that I bought. That I made. I'm actually going to make some more. Only I don't have grape leaves, but besides that point. Here's some nice carrots. Actually, I'm going to bring up these ones. These ones are probably sweeter. I'm going to bring up these ones because I'm going to juice, right? I'm going to make some juice. So I just wanted to show you the fridge now. It's empty pretty much, right? And I brought down my squash that I grew. And the potatoes, I never got a chance to put any into the ground. So it's hard to say what will happen in the spring, but I can always plant in the spring. This room, in terms of cold storage and for food storage, is working out really, really good. It's nice. You can see they're disappearing. There's not that many left. But what I'm working on right now, this will get filled up with this, right? So you'll see by the end of the next 2 or 3 days how this will be full. Okay, so this is so tasty. So tasty. So now I have it on a nice little plate here. What's left. And I'm going to start cutting it, and I'm you can see I've got the beans ready to go downstairs into the fridge. There's the sweet potato. I'm just letting them cool. What I'm going to do with the beans, more than likely, is what's it called? I'm going to probably make some cream with onions. Like whipping cream, right? With onions, boil it, and make thicken it up, and then put the beans in it. That's gonna be so good. So good. Tisha says this ham is really, really good. So right now I'm just getting it off the bone because I want the bone. And I've got the yam in the pot that I was boiling the beans in. And they're just now with the lid on, just to have the heat penetrate right through, because it was probably just a little over 3/4 done. So by the time I get to them, you know, with the lid on right now, they'll be perfectly fine. So they'll sit in the fridge. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to pack things up.
I'm not allowed to bring them. So.
What's that?
So you can't bring them here.
What's
Did
that?
I break some ice?
Ice?
Yeah.
Well, hurry up, because I want to close the door. It's cold. The door has been like open all day for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's freezing cold. It's freezing cold outside, and the door's been open because Andre's been going in and out smashing ice.
Fine, we'll just run then. Let's play a game.
So tomorrow it's 4:20 now, people. I've been up since 12:30 this morning. It's 4:30 in the afternoon now. The water that I boiled the yams in, I'm probably going to keep that water and put the bones in there and use that to make the stock, right? Tisha's going to buy me some pint-sized jars so that on Monday or Tuesday, probably Monday, I'm going to can at least at least 12 of them, and if I find any around the house, I'll scoop them up. And what it's going to be is it's going to be that broth that I'm making with the bone, and more than likely I have to taste the broth, the water from the yams. And if I like the water, then I'm going to use that to make the broth. And then the broth I'm going to use with the ham, and I'm going to pressure can it, because this works really good for Amari in terms of the meat being very, 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 very soft. And being that he's got no back molders, it sounds like I'm doing the right thing for him, doesn't it? Nobody can chew without teeth. How are you supposed to chew without teeth? You can't chew. That could be very well why he's not chewing, because he doesn't have those back teeth. He's got his front teeth. He's got side teeth, but he doesn't have back teeth molders. So right now I'm just cutting this so it can cool, and then I'm just going to put it in the bowl, and then it goes in the fridge downstairs with everything else that I'm doing here, right? And then once this is all cleared out of here, I'm going to see what time it is and start figuring out what I'm going to do next. And then tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to do the juicing first. I'm going to do the cucumbers, the apples, some carrots. The carrots, I already said I want to pasteurize, right? I'm not going to pasteurize the cucumbers, but the pulp, I think I'm going to try and make a cucumber soup, and I'm going to try and freeze that. I think so. I think that's what I'm going to do. I might even use this broth here. Let me taste it. Let me see what it tastes like. Well, it's not broth. It's not broth. The water that I boiled the yams in.
We have to get hammers.
It'll work, because there's a slight sweetness to it. These can go down pretty soon if you're here. Just let them cool a little bit more, and then once they're cool, then yeah, take it down and put it in the fridge in Auntie Shemai's room. Right.
What are you guys doing?
So I think that broth that I'm using right there, oh, it's not broth, the yam juice, I think would be good, honestly, to make the cucumber soup. But I can kill two birds with one stone. I could throw this bone in there, this one, as is. Let this cool, put it in a bowl. Tisha will take it downstairs for me, and then go get the other ham and cut out the bone. And put it in there and let it start cooking. And I can even take out the bones from the other meat that I have downstairs, which I should take out, and then put them in there, people. Oh, that would be so good. and then just let it stew all night long. Tomorrow, just low, right? And then when you're ready, you're good to go. Look at this. So good. So good. See, here's that broth from the yams, which is good. I'm going to use it. I ended up chucking out the bean broth, but whatever. There's the yams. I'm going to take the lid off of this now so it can cool. And then we've got this yet, which I'm going to strain. I'm going to strain this, people. And I'm going to put it in a juice container. And then it's going to go downstairs. And then as I make Amari's food in his little containers, he gets that with his food. So good, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I know. It's delicious. See, Primo stuff. That was from the ham for Amari. So that's the ham. That's the pork with the peppers. Tisha's taking this. That's what Tisha's taking. And then I made a plate of food for my son. You can see. Right? And I put the meat, pretty much the pork there in a bowl. That's going in the fridge downstairs. That's the juice. You can see because it's dark because of the soy sauce. Right? And as these cool, they'll be going downstairs too. And then I took the bones. Okay, I don't know if that was recording. This is Tisha's dinner. She's taking this. This is for my son. There's the pork. There's the juice. I separated everything because with the Mari I have to strain to make sure there's no bones or nothing. And the reason it's so dark is because of the soy sauce. So this is good. And then I took the bones from the pork and I put it in there with the other bone from the ham. You can see. I'll add some more water in there and then I'm just going to cook that on low all night. These are almost ready to go into the fridge. And then I'm going to do dishes, wipe everything down, and get into the box. Just organize it a bit. Organize it a bit, people. Get the cucumbers ready. You know, apples, just do my little inventory. And that's probably after I do the dishes and wipe everything down. That's enough for tonight. Because I've been up since like 12:30 this morning and it's now going on 5. And I still got a few hours to go yet. So I don't think I'm going to do any more. I'm just going to get out the juicer and, you know, get everything ready, right? Get everything ready and start fresh in the morning. And I'll do another video tomorrow. So you can see what I've done so far, right? And yeah, we'll be back. Look what's peeking through the door. You guys are always bugging me. All the time. Bugging me. You're bugging me. Yeah. Come on, I'll feed you. Go on. I know, you're hungry, you're starving. It's freezing outside. I don't have anything. Go away. Come on. There's some over there. See? One right here. Okay, come on. I got some apples for you. Yes, I know. Come on, go. Come on, get out of here. Go. Come on, I'll feed you. Come on. Matilda, what are you doing? Stressing me out. Huh? You hungry? Everything's frozen. It's frozen, yeah? I know, I forgot. I know, you depend on it, don't you? Huh? You depend on it, I know. Hold on. Where are we? Did everybody get a nose? You love that camera, do you? You love that camera, do you? Here, there's lots there for you guys. 2 big bowls full. What's going to happen when I leave? Who's going to feed these raccoons, people? So 1, 2. Oh, there's that one. See that one? Where are you? What, did I catch you off guard, Matilda? Huh? What are you doing? You always looking the other way when I'm talking to you. Okay. All right. There's the babies. Okay. You guys got some apples. You got 2 apples. They actually eat apples. They got into my box last night out on the porch, on the front porch, and they raided my box of food that I bought, and they were eating the apples. So I guess I'm going to start giving them apples now. Right? They got lots of dog food there. And apples. Dog food and apples today. That's what you guys get.